And Jesus says that there's a better way forward than extreme to extreme. So Jesus calls out this crowd with a word that I love, okay? Can I tell you that I secretly love this word? It is this: hypocrite. Don't you just love when you point out hypocrisy in somebody else? Like you get that good, like, oh man, I see the hypocrisy in you. I'm going to point, hypocrite, I got you. You know? Is anybody weird like me, or is this just me? I love to point out hypocrisy in people. And so Jesus is teaching this. Here's what he's teaching when it comes to judging. Jesus is not against judging. He wants things to be judged rightly. He's against hypocritical judging. Anybody love hypocrites? Man, we just love hypocrites, right? No. Nobody loves a hypocrite, right? But yet, Jesus is telling us when he is judging, but we might not recognize this. When we are judging, we are like the people with a log in our own eye when they just have a speck in theirs. Jesus is against hypocritical judging. So let's all say it together. Hypocrite. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hypocrite, right? That was fun to say, right? Hypocrite. First, get rid of the log in your own eye. Okay, so wait a minute, Jesus, we're supposed to judge one another? You just told me do not judge. When you judge, hypocrite, make sure the log is out of your own eye. Anybody ever heard the phrase, love the sinner, hate the sin, right? And I understand the phrase, okay, I get it, and I get why it's so meaningful to a lot of people. But do you understand how judgmental that sounds to people that are not ready to hear it? Well, I just want to love you, but man, I hate your sin. Well, thanks for that. What do I do with that, right? How about this? How about we hate our own sin? And we just love. How about that? Would that put us in the right posture to love? If I was able to get the log out of my own eye and see that I have certain sins in my own life? Now, for some of us, we stop there. For some of us, here's what we do. Oh, I'm just a merciful person. I've made so many mistakes in my life that I just accept everything and everybody, and I don't judge anybody ever. Okay? That's not mercy. Okay? That is you uncomfortable with uncomfortable conversations. Right? That is you putting the emphasis on yourself, saying, I've made so many mistakes in my life, therefore, everybody can make mistakes around me, and you'll never be called out on any of those mistakes. No, that is not the culture that Jesus wants us to be in. He wants us to understand our own sin, our own mistakes, the things that we've done in our own life. So first get the log out of your own eye, but secondly, then you will see well enough to deal with the speck in your friend's eye. In other words, the eyelash in their eye is causing them not to see, right? In order for you to help them with the eyelash in their eye, we must first get the log out of our own eye. We must have uncomfortable conversations with people. It's not just it's one thing to be extreme to extreme. Let's handle this on social media. Has anybody ever fixed anything on social media, by the way? I've had a couple of good conversations on social media out of, the thousands of conversations that are out, the millions of conversations that are out there. It's when we see each other face to face that some of these conversations can be had. It's when we see each other face to face that you start to go, here is my story. Here is maybe why I've chosen the things that I have chosen. Uncomfortable conversations. Jesus calls us to have uncomfortable conversations. Because here's the thing. When I start to hate my own sin first, then I have the right posture to love the sinner and help them with their sin, help them with their eyelash in their eye, the speck of sawdust. When I start to get rid of the log in my own eye.